Hey guys, what's going on? Hope you guys are all doing well. So I have reviews of Steely Dan Northeast Corridor and the Night Fly to post coming up, but I know it's a couple days after. But it's about I think on October 17th was the debut of their first live album, Alive in America. So I got another copy, as you might remember from my second unboxing or whatever. I showed my whole CD collection. I don't think I showed specifically Alive in America, but I already have it. I'm just not gonna open it. But I got another one, because why not? And it's one of my favorite live albums of all time. I'm pretty biased also, but so I thought I'd just do an unboxing for you guys, unwrapping. So yeah, I got it at a place here in Orlando called Park Ave CDs. If you know about the place, got a huge selection of CDs. I actually just bought it there, but I was overcharged for something else. Not painting a good picture for Park Ave. They're usually pretty good. I was overcharged for something else, and then I had to, do an exchange and someone else with my credit card. So I didn't sit in the parking lot and open like I did for the first unboxing video of Northeast Corridor and Nightfly Live. But here we are at my house here, my dad's house. Got a long sleeve shirt on here in Florida because there's a mosquito in the room. Alright, so there it is. Live in America. Even if you've never heard these songs before or any of the songs on Northeast Corridor, or even know who or what a Steely Dan is, you can probably agree that this album art is a lot better than Northeast Corridor. And yeah, it's just I think Donald said in an interview to us, be Karis, the mummy. Getting they get the girl, and now they're all back and they're cool and stuff. He said something like that. So wow, this is great. So you open it, and there. Unfortunately, they printed the words sideways on the CD. So here's the booklet. A nice picture up front there. On the back, it's got awesome photos of Walt and Dawn. Some concerts there. Songs here, front. All the song listings, and it says where it is. Got a nice blurb here. Wow, they have a lot written here that I didn't know that they would have. Asides from Walter and Donald. Not sure. Nice little coffee stain there. It's funny. Next page has more pictures from the inside. Even got members of the band here. Who do they have? Let me see if I can remember. So they had Drew Zing in '93. They had Peter Erskine on drums. And then they had Dennis Chamber on drums in '94. They had Tom Barney, really, really great bass player. Who do they have with the winds or horns? They had I think they had all saxophones, right? Maybe. I remember Walter saying.
Behind Drew, we have our horn section, and I say horn section advisedly because you'll notice there's no trumpets, no trombones, no clarinets, no sarrusophones, harmonicas, hooters, party favors. It's all saxophone players. Three great tenor players.
All saxophones.
All saxophones.
All saxophones.
And
all saxophone. I don't know, something like that. Warren Bernhardt. He has that wonderful little episode I think that's been posted recently on YouTube of jazz piano studies with Donald. I think Donald goes over Peg. He goes over Chain Lightning and then Josie. Such a great player, Warren Bernhardt. Next page, they got some beautiful, beautiful pictures here of the band. Got Drew there. See if it can focus. Probably not. Drew, Warren Bernhardt, Cornelius, and who's that? Chris Potter? Bob Shepard, sorry. They got Steely Dan Alive America contest results. First place, what are Donald and Walter really like? Category, Warren Bernhardt, pianist, Woodstock, New York. They're like really weird, man. I think they were probably abducted by aliens years ago. Yeah, that would explain it. Doesn't sound like a bad gig. First place, best tour recipe. Bob Shepard, Woodwind, North Hollywood, California. Shep's Chili, open large can of Lucky's Chili con carne, extra spicy. Insert gas station type oil spout into top of can. Put can directly on stovetop burner. Cook over low heat to taste. Using insulated pot holder mitten, shake can periodically for even heat distribution. When steam escapes via oil spout, you know it's ready. Again, using over oven mittens, pick up can. Pour contents directly into open mouth and swallow normally. Cooking consumption time, 6 minutes. Easy cleanup. First place, my most unforgettable moment of the tour category. Cornelius Bumpus, saxophone, Riverdale, New York. All through the 93 tour, Walter would introduce the horn players by saying that they were no trumpets, no trombones, no kazoons, just saxophones. And that always got some applause. Every night it was the exact same speech. So Shep and Chris Potter decided that for the last gig of the tour, they would get a hold of some trombones and be standing there with them when Walter was giving his little intro as a joke. So when they finally get to Cleveland, they hook up with the borrowed horns with the high school music teacher, and comes the band intros. They pick up these borrowed horns. Walter says his bit and turns around to introduce me, and here's these two fools standing up there with the bones. Except that Shep had already dropped the slide from his, so it didn't look like anything anyway, and Chris had that sheepish look on his face. Walter just laughed and then chopped them with some of his typical snazzy humor, which he usually saved for backstage. I try to steer clear of that kind of foolishness myself. Yeah, I'm sure Walter's humor could be pretty ruthless.
Jim Pugh. Obviously doesn't care for the key of B flat.
So this looks like it's something from like the Dandem database. I obviously wasn't alive to be there during like the birth of that in the golden days. I think what is their motto, Dandem? Something like distracting Steely Dan fans in the workplace since '93 or something. I don't know, whenever it started. So right here, instead of the lyrics, I got some notes. So for Babylon Sisters #1, it says late 70s LA noir, apocalyptic, burned out, slide into decadence or healing regression. Cool beat, tenor solo, Bob Shepard. Green Earrings. They got minimalist lyrics, chordal harmony, suave criminal, picaresque. I don't know how to say that word. Power over women. Altered blues solos. Warren Bernhardt, zing, bumpus, zing. Bodhisattva. Lure of East, hubris of hippies. Quick fix. Jockey blues. Wadenius. Chambers, awesome. Walter Becker raps. Reelin' in the Years. Reclaim Juvenilia. Infernal Women. Escape from Relationship. Neat solos. Walter Becker, Potter, Wadenius. Josie. Mock Sacred Intro. Ritualistic. Wasteland. Return of Town Hipstress sparks healing regression. Fertility. Regeneration. Human Sacrifice. Walter Becker throughout. Drum solo. Chambers. Book of Liars. Betrayal in the Burbs. Blue Xmas. Faux Afrique. Afrique Essechique. I'm going to have to cut this part out. Chef Bob pipes. Fortean Bernhard tinkles. Walter Becker sings. Peg. Girlfriend. Narcissistic. Showbiz. Cult of Self. Karmic Payback. Wadenius plays. Third World Man. Minor chords. Brooding. Scary Little Kid. Terrorist. Media. Identifies. Oedipal transposition. How resolved? Zing. Erskine Perfect. Kid Charlemagne. 60s epitaph. Designer druggist. Power. Glory. Running on empty. Wadenius solos. Sign and Stranger. Boom Planet. Bill Ware. Vibes. New sax break. Proto Cyberpunk. Bridge. Aja. Aja. Their famous song Aja. Eclectic. Orientalism. Slide into decadence or healing regression. Structure. AABBCCAC. Original had Wayne Shorter. New has Chris Potter. Plus great Chambers. Show over. Yeah. So I guess I'll do a little review of this now, since I've heard this before, a lot. Babylon Sisters. I was surprised that they put this first on the live album. I guess it was the first on Gaucho too, but if you look up the 93 and 94 recordings, they have that little instrumental medley with, I think they changed it up. The first song was always Royal Scam, and then they went to Bad Sneakers, and then Asia. Sometimes I think they had Royal Scam Peg in Asia, and then in 94 they started doing Royal Scam Parker's band, The Fez. Really interesting instrumental. I always wish they had it on here. But Babylon Sisters was great. A little slower. That's one thing that I notice about a lot of their songs. I feel like, and my dad and I talk about this a lot too, when some bands tour and they play stuff live, they usually tend to speed up some of the songs. And I definitely notice that when I hear more recent recordings, live recordings that Steely Dan does with on their like Royal Scam, Asia, Gaucho Night, especially the song Asia. They want to get through the whole album, and it always sounds great. It sounds amazing, and the solos are always so good. But sometimes some of the tempos just feel like they're pushing just a bit. Could just be to add excitement. You know, they do that sometime with the orchestration of some of the songs. Change something up, maybe a drum beat to make it a little faster, a little more exciting. I noticed that on Hey 19 in the Northeast Corridor. So next song is Green Earrings. I think in terms of like similarity from this versus the albums that the songs came from, Green Earrings is probably one of the closest. The freaking solos are awesome on Green Earrings. They're so good. Bodhisattva. One more thing about Green Earrings too. Not to put him down at all. Dennis Chambers, when they played Green Earrings with the '94 crew with Dennis Chambers on drums instead of Peter Erskine in '93. He did this thing where he would kind of emphasize the drum. He would kind of go along with the horn rhythm. Da 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 da. I'll put up a little thing to maybe show you guys. And I thought that it really kind of bogged down the tempo, and I was really happy to know when I started listening to this more that they did the Peter Erskine version. The Bodhisattva, I forget if the Bodhisattva version here is Peter Erskine or Dennis Chambers. I think it's Dennis Chambers. Yeah, so Babylon Sisters is from '94. Green Earrings is from '93. Bodhisattva from '94 as well. Dennis Chambers is the kick-ass version of that, and it's fast and it's so exciting. Reelin' in the Years, recorded in Chicago in '94. I'll be completely honest. The Alive in America version of Reelin' in the Years is my favorite Steely Dan anything. And I when I first heard it, I didn't know why, but it had such. I mean, even though I wasn't alive then, and I didn't obviously know about them for very long. There's such a sense of nostalgia when it comes to hearing the Alive in America version of Reelin' in the Years. It's like, with how much I know about them, I can just picture them playing, and Walter kind of like bobbing his head, and the arrangement, I always kind of compared it to the Beatles' Girl, and then John Lennon wrote Woman, and I think he described Woman as a more kind of matured version of Girl.
It's the sort of 80s version of Girl to me.
And he had like the modulation in there because he kind of wanted to, I guess, maybe make a nod to like pop songs back then. They modulated or whatever. I kind of felt the same way with this when I heard this for the first time. That Reelin' in the Years, Alive in America version. It's just something about it. It's just like the chords and everything. It's timeless. I can't imagine being a huge fan of them and then seeing them after 20-something years and them playing it. Maybe I'd be pissed because it didn't have the guitar solo. Elliot Randall guitar solo in the beginning. They definitely jazzed the hell out of it, but I don't know. I mean, to each their own. Josie in '94, Dennis Chambers drum solo. Kicks ass. His drum solos are really freaking good. Josie's great. Book of Liars. I at first, when I heard this, like I mentioned before, I was not a huge Dan fan. I didn't know too much about them. Sorry, Steely Dan fan. But when I saw Book of Liars was on here, I thought that's weird. I thought that was one of the other co-writers' songs. I don't know why they put it on here. Yeah, Book of Liars is great. One of my favorite songs ever, and I'm so happy that they had a live version on here. Because Walter, and just like the way that Warren Bernhardt plays his solo, it's perfect. Peg, you can't go wrong with Peg. This is also from '94. Sorry, Book of Liars was '93. Peg is from '94 in Detroit. Freaking awesome solo from Wadenius. And always kind of a fun nod to the originals when they have some of these solos. Kid Charlemagne from '94. Great version. It's funny, when you hear Kid Charlemagne now, when they play it on album nights and stuff, it's so intense. Like the beginning, the first chord, the whole, intro, it's so intense. And when you listen back to the album, it sounds a lot more mellow. And I think they captured that mellowness a lot better here. Third World Man was super slow compared to the album. And the album's already a typically slow song. This one is very slow. And so is Silent Stranger. Silent Stranger also has that cool kind of like instrumental kind of jazzy part that they put in the middle. One thing I noticed about Silent Stranger in this version, it never really goes to like, towards the end of the song, it starts developing new material. Until it kind of, keeps going on and then like the song fades out. It never gets to that part here. They have the instrumental jazzy part and the really tight cluster chords, which sound great. Almost kind of like this noir kind of like feel. And then it comes back to the chorus or to another verse. And then after that, it just kind of ends. Great song, though.
Be born again, my friend. Won't you, silent stranger?
And then we get to Asia. Yeah, I can't imagine. In '93, Asia was part of the medley. And I can't imagine seeing them in '94 and then having them play the medley and then playing the actual Asia song live. It wasn't in the medley in '94. It was Parker's Band and Fez and Royal Scam. Not in that order. But I can't imagine seeing that and then seeing them play Asia live. And that would have, like, just kind of blown you away. Irvine, California. Actually, fun fact. The recording in Irvine, California in '94 did not have the Royal Scam, Parker's Band, the Fez medley first. That was played mid-concert after the kind of like a quick little, like, what do you call it, reception break, you know what I mean? Intermission. The thing they played first before this, because I've heard the Irvine, California recording, the full concert, they play True Companion. Donald Fagen's song that he wrote for the heavy metal soundtrack. Really freaking awesome song. I would love to hear that live. And it's so cool because the chord at the end of True Companion goes right into the first chord of Asia, and you hear in the real recording, like, people are just going wild, going nuts, for good reason too.
I've been dreaming of my own dream world, far across the reach of space-time.
I love Asia here. The only downside I have with this, and I even hate to bring it up, the only downside is compared to, I mean, because we've been spoiled by Keith Carlock, he rips shit on that fucking solo at the end. And Dennis Chambers, it's really good, but the solo that he does in Asia for this one is towards the end is a lot more. It seems a lot more reserved. A lot of the drum parts are a little slower, and there's some empty gaps, empty spaces of sound. Again, stylistic choice. That's, you know, they picked it and they wanted to pick it, and it's a great version. I mean, he plays it great with drums. But I always just, you know, hearing Keith Carlock just kind of rip it, and even Steve Gadd on the actual recording towards the end with no silence, just going straight through, is you know, to have it another way. It was a little bit odd at first. But I mean, everything else musically, production-wise, I'm gonna do a review of the other CDs as well, the Northeast Corridor and A Nightfly Live. But in terms of kind of like a typical review with this, I mean, that's pretty much it. You just saw it. But do I like this more than Northeast Corridor? It's been about a month, almost a month tomorrow, since Northeast Corridor came out. I love it a lot. I think this doesn't sound as, like, even though I know some of the stuff was overdubbed, apparently, it doesn't sound as overproduced as Northeast Corridor, which I like. Because I've heard some of the raw files from soundboard recordings, this sounds closer to that. So if you're looking for like an authentic traditional live recording experience, you can't go wrong with Live in America. You know, so also, I mean, Walter, you know, enough said. I mean, he, you know, so yeah, this is great. I mean, this is a freaking great album. And kind of hard to read the titles in the back with that picture. But no, this is great. I would encourage any Steely Dan fan, to get this if they don't already. And I wish they had it on vinyl. I really do. But yep. So I'm gonna cut this down, definitely. But as I'm looking at it now, it's 26 minutes long. So hopefully that was, I don't know, you got something from that. But I'll be doing more reviews of the albums coming up later on, and can't wait to see them sometime soon. So hope you guys have a good rest of the day, and until next time. All right.